Human respiratory system. By D. Race, the respiratory system. Air enters the respiratory system through both the nasal cavity and mouth. The nasal cavity is lined with tiny hairs and mucus to trap foreign particles. The air is warmed and moistened. Respiration and gas exchange. The respiratory system. Pharynx, where the nasal cavity and oral cavity meet. Epiglottis, flap that closes over the top of the tracheoglottis due to reflexive action, while eating. Trachea, the windpipe through which air passes. Supported by cartilage rings, the respiratory system. Larynx, voice box, located in the trachea containing vocal cords. The vocal cords vibrate producing sounds. Adam's apple, thick band of cartilage protecting larynx. The respiratory system. Bronchi, extend from the trachea, also contains cartilage. Bronchioles, the smallest passageways of the respiratory tract. Alveoli, tiny air sacs, where gas exchange occurs between the air and the blood. Alveoli. Each lung is made up of 150 million alveoli. Capillaries surround each cluster of alveoli and ensure gas diffusion between the air and blood occurs. Oxygen moves from the air inside the lungs to the alveoli, while carbon dioxide moves from the alveoli into the air inside the lungs. Lipoprotein prevents alveoli from sticking together. Goblet cells. Goblet cells, mucus-secreting cells lining the trachea, bronchi and bronchioles to trap foreign particles. Cilia, hair-like structures that sweep the foreign particles up towards the mouth. Thoracic cavity. External intercostal muscles, muscles between the ribs that raise the rib cage, increasing volume and reducing air pressure in chest. Diaphragm, muscle that separates organs of the chest from abdominal cavity. Pleural membrane, thin fluid-filled membrane surrounding lungs and inner wall of chest cavity, that reduces friction during inhalation. The movement of air. Air moves from an area of high pressure to an area of low pressure. Air will move into the lungs when the air pressure inside the lungs is less than the air pressure outside the body. Air will move out of the lungs when the air pressure inside the lungs is underscore than the air pressure outside the body. Inspiration, inhaling. The diaphragm contracts and moves down. External intercostal muscles expand rib cage upward and outward. Volume of thoracic cavity increases, therefore air pressure decreases. Movement of air into the lungs, expiration, exhaling. The diaphragm relaxes and moves up. External intercostal muscles move rib cage inward and downward. Volume of thoracic cavity decreases, therefore air pressure increases. Movement of air out of the lungs,